Oh, we're gaming. This is probably a controller game, right? This is the content I signed up for. I hope you're ready then. That seems loud. Yeah, it does look loud. How's that? That seems good. That seems good. Art style. HD or original? Among Us himself to go investigating. True. Now I heard that Investigations, the first one, is okay, but Investigation 2 is like peak, right? Well, we're about to find out how true that is. We'll go with HD. Look at that. Looks like a fucking nerd. Dude, I'm so good. Everything new is old. I already got an achievement. That's one more achievement that I got in all of El Rancharo's Wandering. To make sure the defendant is found guilty. What other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. Phew. Me when I'm an Ace Attorney villain be like, I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. Very ineffective gun at hiding fingerprints. And by gun, I mean glove. True. Although, to be fair to you, if I wanted... I bet his name is Murderer. Murderer. Yeah, true. We'll see. March 14th, 2:05 a.m. Oh, shit. We're doing this shit at before the crack of dawn. Prosecutor building, 12th floor hallway. Oh, look at this bozo. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. Oh, Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. Who would dirty it? The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's this smell? It's very familiar. Blood? What the? Bum! What's the meaning of this? Freeze! We already know who you are, murderer. Identify yourself. Shut up. You got some nerd committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. Not even myself. Puts himself behind bars. Bro literally like charisma rolled his way into not getting shot. What the fuck? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrust upon into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. Bro looks absolutely pissed that this is happening. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. No, I'm supposed to be doing the investigations. That's why it's called Ace Attorney Investigations, right? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. Look at our boy. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He is a detective at the local precinct. Me when my name is two names for detective be like. And the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... Ah, look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say. The culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather than well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Oh ho, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we were to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched to the forefront of my mind. Oh, the big K statue stands for criminal investigator. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Is it really a coincidence? I got the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yerp. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? King of prosecutors. I think so, right? We'll go take a look at it. We'll see it. No, not really, especially because of this. The key to your office. It was also a murder weapon. That's true. For security reasons, this office door has a lock built into it. No shit. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? Gumshoe's like, the fuck's that? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. Capital L. So how do you use it? First, I recall the information we gather with LB, and then I connect them together with Y. Now, to use LB and recall the facts. Oh shit! Y. Doing things my way. There's essentially making a logic connection without error, I'm guessing. It's like, what the fuck? For security reasons, all prosecutor doors are outfitted with locks. I'm pretty sure most doors are outfitted with locks for security reasons. It doesn't have to be a prosecutor, man. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? LB. You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Just a couple seconds ago, you were saying you didn't know what logic was, and now you're saying it's beautiful logic? Gumshoe, stop kissing his ass. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, the information doesn't line up properly. I may stray far from the truth as well. If I think carefully before placing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. Yo, let's go. Every single Ace Attorney first case starts immediately with someone being killed. It's insane. The base of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that. When I want to examine something, I simply press A when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use Y, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Me when I'm a gun. All right, let's take a look here. Just a Magnum. It's just a revolver. Well, actually, don't like 95% of A cases have someone dead? Yerp. There are some exceptions, but most of them are murder cases. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model, I think. Terrible neighbor, that's a lot of deaths. True. Detective, I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. Based. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. It's the same type of revolver as the ones used by the precinct's detectives. Yoink. Oh, they even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up, ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set up some time after we solve this case. Now, I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. Jesus, fuck Edgeworth. God, man, he's supposed to be your friend. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine the area. I won't rest until I inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. This spells gumshoe, doesn't it? Don't believe it. I packed those files on those shelves so tight. That's not even an earthquake could make them fall off, but look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back on the shelf. Bruh. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. Looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yerp. And until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. On messed up shells to notice the writing in blood. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or within my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press RB to open my organizer, but the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Wallet. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. You don't say, Gumshoe. You've seen a wallet before? It's a police badge, detective. Oh. Hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinkydink. Bro, that's a wallet. I mean, that's a wallet. It has a police badge, for sure, but that's a wallet. Mr. Buddy Faith, detective. It appeared that our victim was a detective, just like you. Rest in peace, Buddy Faith. I have to have gathered a few pieces of permanent information now to calmly use some logic to figure out if there any of them are connected to each other. Really, man? Are you sure you don't want to? Okay, that's fine. There's some stuff I want to see though. Files are over the floor, sir. They probably feel during the struggle between the victim and his killer. What about the blood, though? Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Edgeworth, you started this whole thing by saying how you hope he kept it clean. Well, I watered the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place up. Does he have a life? Jesus, man! Oh, watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. Nar, the killer is going to pay this tea set. Yikes, you're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart, can only be bought in England. The Great Ace Attorney reference. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks. Oh, it's your trophy, the Knight of Prosecutors, right? King of Prosecutors. It's not a trophy, it's a shield. You only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes. But I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. God damn, Edgeworth is... Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? Is Edgeworth true? The ones that come with a card attached every month like clockwork for you. Yup. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Oh, Miss Irony. How painful are thy thorns. Wendy, isn't it the name of that old lady with the whiny voice that stuck? Enough, detective. You don't need to remind me further. Shudders. Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared any harm. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show gives its presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy? Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to investigations. Edgeworth! Sir. You called, sir. No, not you. You. How is it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Well, I never. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa. That thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too, just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe. You know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think you can afford to take any time off. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. Couldn't possibly be the freaking everything. It's been a while since I've sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it. Oh yeah, that thing's so polished that it makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, detective. My job is to protect your office, sir. And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. That's harsh, sir. I have to admit, the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. Bro's looking for an excuse. What the hell? Alright, let's do some fucking logic. Revolver. Signs of a struggle. Mess pointing to a struggle. I'm gonna connect them. Why was there signs of a struggle if the murder weapon was a gun? Ah, frick. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Boo! Killer's goal. Detective. What? I could press autoplay. What does that do? Does it for me? I don't know. It didn't actually do anything. The victim was a detective. Revolver. Wait. These are connected. I did it. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it belong to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What do we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. Well, as I gotta say, you gotta look real close. Really carefully at each piece of evidence. Where did I get close from? You can use RS to rotate the object. No such thing as a bad angle. And use this to zoom. This hasn't been fired. No, it has been fired. Oh, shit. But wait. Doesn't it automatically rotate upon fire? Looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess this is all we're gonna find out. We should send the body to Autop. Jim! Why? Oh, why? How could this happen to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me. Leave me alone. Just let me be. Me when I'm trying to act as suspicious as possible. Sorry, but I can't do that. This investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body. Don't talk to him like he's just some lump of flesh. I mean, we all are just lumps of flesh. That's... Look at him. Jim looks like he just turned in for the night. Sure. Just in a blood-stained suit, pal. Dude, what the fuck is up with this guy? Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. Jax Portsman. Quick, what's the pun here? Jax Portsman. It's obviously like Jack Sportsman. Is that it? Jim here was my partner in crime, Bustin. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. Sir, you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office? He's jacked. What? Yes, that is correct. Then it was you. You're the one who killed Jim. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. Do yours not? And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? The only one who could get in here was me. I can't. This guy thinks he's in Among Us. Little does he know. Miles Edgeworth over here has been. Oh, wait. That means... I'm not sure what that means. So it's you then. You're Jim's killer. No way, pal. You got it all wrong. Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? And how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then, it's your room after all. Thank you, I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there, sir. I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. I should probably give them some space. No normal person wants a fucking dead body. Ah, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well. They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutor debut in. What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here. Like what? I think you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right in front of us. Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. Me when I'm talking about Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney? But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. This is it. The bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press Y with conviction. When I have found the sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. Me when I present. I present this. How do I do that? Oh. Present is Y. Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim. And the second felled this frame. Hey, that's right. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, that. It's a secret safe. A secret safe. Ooh, I smell money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that. Achoo, achoo. Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here, but I've kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So, what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it. Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. The secret safe. I won't rest until I inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. How about the fact that it's, like, fucked up? Now, this is odd. You found something, sir. This keypad, don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. Is that dust? You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Can you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. Couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Was also used to threaten him. Did he think the guy just threw the gun on the floor? No. He's assuming that's the case, right? That it's possibility that's the case. But because the gun was like there's 2 gunshots, one of them was fired at that and the other one was fired at the guy, right? I guess the only way to tell which was which is the rifling, right? On the bullet, as I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly play connect the dots with the information we have. Already finished examining this area, but it never hurts to look again. Oh, there's a safe hidden back here. Well, if detectives knew about them, then they wouldn't be secret now, would they? Are there any other secret hidden things in this room? Even if there were, it would defeat the purpose of them being hidden if I told you. So don't bother looking for them. So there's no, like, hidden camera around, right? And what if there was? Ah, no, it's nothing. Forget I said anything. Do you even want to ask what he's been doing in my office while I've been away? Yes, you do. Alright. Seems like we got everything. Time to put it together. What do we got? Another handgun. Signs of a struggle. Wiped fingerprints. This seems good. Let's go! I believe I figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other piece of information can tell me about the crime. Motive theft. No? What? I don't think it does. Actually. Could there be another gun in play? My files are a mess, pointing to a struggle. Here we go. Oh, come on! Obviously, signs of a struggle could not be a struggle if he is rummaging. That's true. Counterpoint. The fact that there's two guns and the motive was theft means that the person who came in here must have had a gun on them normally. Or had access to them anyway. It's fine. I'm obviously just too brilliant. Copium. There's a possibility the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm going to shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library. But you're 3 steps ahead. True. Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. It's because if they were bad, they'd be the ones doing the killing, bozo. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help. So this goes here, and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office, because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal, okay? Done. O, A, B, C, D, O, E. 3 A, B, C, 2 A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. 1 A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, those are all in order. So that's something. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. Ugh, the bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I said that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And the guy fell on the floor, right? The blood on the floor kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal. You know a lot about the files. Brother doesn't know the alphabet. So true. I don't have time to deal with your weak stomach right now. Nura, but you know I'm no good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. So this is where the bullet lodged itself in after it went through the victim, huh? For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file's spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting has occurred. Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way? That doesn't make sense. Victim handprints. Those also don't make sense. Those are backwards, no? No, what the fuck? How do you even get handprints that look like that? Like, if he back up into the... Yeah, okay. So if he was backed up and then put his hands down like this? No, because then the thumbs would both be pointing inward. Right? If you're backing up, right? Both of your thumbs are pointed inward. He's backing up like this. His right hand would have been like backwards? That's weird. That's really strange. There are prints on the floor too. Wait, what the fuck? There are. Must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. Appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. That would be the logical conclusion. I put them all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't it look like anything's missing? Oh, it doesn't look like although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. Killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood in this guy's pants proves that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See? I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. Deduce? Is this not connected to any evidence I hold? Let's details this? No. Only one shot was fired. He was shot in the lower abdomen. Is there nothing else I can look at? I feel like the answer is literally just over here. Because it's probably not 3ABC, right? It's 3ABC and there's more. Then you have these, and these are supposed to be moved over. That's my guess. How do I point out that this is... Let's look at our evidence real quick. Only they know them. Prints were white. Issued to the victim and believed to be the murder weapon. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. I guess it's this and the abdomen. Eureka! Eureka! This is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see. Quite simply, the bullet hole itself, it's too low. Let's go. And the victim, I mean, I knew that, but I thought I would need something a little bit better, but this works. The victim was shot in the stomach. The hole should be much higher. What if the guy was shot while he was standing or laying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem? The order of the files. Oh, the order of the files is a bit off. I mean, I put them back in the wrong order just now. Nay, actually, I think the label on these files are wrong too. Oh? Yeah. You see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? Oh, that's a 0. Brother, why are you... What do you think this is, a fucking array? Why are you beginning your count at 0? Brother, that looks like an O! Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I've seen them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Yo? Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? We finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. Where did his head go? Monka? They decapitated him? The bullet hole is now where it logically should be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Fate. I put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Me when I'm missing H? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice. Once before and once after the crime, but why? Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. This... Leon! 1137? What could it possibly say? What is that? Why does it say gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait, there's got to be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Never mind. Yeah, it's gumshoe. Is this what the killer was really after? One of the files that were written in blood was stolen by the culprit. Investigation complete. Pog, I have recovered health. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is guilty in the party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. Oh, they just didn't know how to spell. I can't. This guy. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. There must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Sure. Alright, first I'll listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with RB and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use Y, but that's old news. But it's not like there's going to be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? Correct. And at those times, I need to press the witness with LB. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. This is an Ace Attorney game. I'll be sure to try this technique during the investigation, too. Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Mr. Portsman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Okay, so far so good. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed that theft instead. Then, that's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. No? But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose him with credible evidence. Rebuttal. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Hold it. You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim? Well, clearly his name is Buddy Faith. Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jack and Jim. I see. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jack and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys that decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you committed the theft instead. Do you really think it was necessary to shovel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, what are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is starting to get a little rough to handle. Capitalism strikes again. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but Gumshoe's gonna die. Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? That's when he moved Jim's body sitting there. And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Bruh. Why? Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand from another from first impression alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Edgeworth, please. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Bro, is this game just gonna be bullying Gumshoe for like the whole time? What the fuck? Hopefully the detective to be the culprit. Nobody can overlook the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. Could ask for a better setup for the game finishing spike.
Hold it!
Hold it! Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yup, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. It looks like Mr. Portsman doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you sputting over there? Can't you just... Is the only dynamic you can have between these two. I know, but like, come on, man. Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a giant flaw in his logic. Gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. I had a clue Mr. Portsman in, but I was setting it with some evidence. Okay. Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Like that, you didn't notice. Brother.
Objection!
Objection. I got an achievement for that. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there's a serious flaw in your logic. Heh, bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. Ha ha ha. If you have time to laugh, then you have time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible. What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files in that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letter and the detective's names where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean the S is gone and there's only half an H. Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case. I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on those files, especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Gasp! Which means what exactly? What does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman. Ha ha ha. Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving an Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Man, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so sure, even though I feel more dead than alive. Ah, but you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However... Well, what is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me! Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. What the fuck? That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Unbelievably impossible to take seriously someone who fucking does that. Well, I was thinking, do you know there's one other person with the key to this office? One other person. Brother thinks he's a bird. So true. Oh shit, he took that off pretty quick. Hey, you there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. He's lost without him, Sedge. Taking a vacation, so Edgeworth is fitting in. No, let me think. This takes place after, is this after the second game? I think. It might be after, it's not after the first game, right? This was a GBA game, I think? Or was it a DS game? I think it was a DS game. Right. Actually, someone with more knowledge. Yeah, it's after Gojo. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal, don't. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Godot. Wait. That's the third game, right? Could have sworn that was the third game. Turnabout beginnings. Trials and tribulations. Yeah, that's the third. Okay. So third game. I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. An actual bird? Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie. Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by used it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in the building. Get that blue freak out of here. She does have feathers. A lot of birds, huh? Well, what? You're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe. And the only other person, people that have never heard of picklocking in their fucking life be like. And the only other person who can access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right. I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. Picklocking? In my Ace Attorney? Lockpicking, picklocking. Those are both correct, aren't they? What did I... That's what I said, right? I said lockpicking? Picklocking? Oh, I reversed the order. Stupid. Just lockpicking. Why does picklocking look correct to me then? Am I crazy? Now I'm like, where did I pick this up from? I'm like, that looks correct. You don't lock a pick. True. Picklock is a noun only. That's probably it. But you have to pick what pick you're going to lock pick with. true. I guess that's it. I think I just took the name of the item and then put ing at the end of it. Maybe I should get some more sleep tonight. Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, it was me. If it was, so yeah, it was me. If it was, you have no problem with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, detective. He understands what I'm saying here. Oh, I thought he was gonna do it another time. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Reasons for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key. This door can open every office door. Its use is controlled by security staff. Credible incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. Well, that was then, and this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. It is literally sportsman, huh? I wonder if there's anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Miss Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious this ain't even using the master key. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear her out? Oh, I wonder if I should hear out the security staff with the master key. Yeah. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? Sigh, I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir. If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Ha, a likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But, you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive, didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsman says, detective. Can't ignore the facts of all these evidence point towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Intent from the messed up shelves, I'd say thievery. Hold it. I concur that culprit's motive appears to have been thievery, however. Glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe, hey, good thinking, asking for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? I feel that, Edgeworth. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door... I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her the first? Now, don't make that face. See, there goes the truth, running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. But we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand when I say that since she is the only one who could have opened your office door, now leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. Hold it! Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. I'll have you know I have never made a spare, so what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would. On top, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really, I never knew I was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know. For when you screw up so badly that you're literally chased off the force. Wait, what? Is this true, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash. Phew, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
Hold it!
My dying message would be the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe. Figure that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to. But first, we should listen a bit more and digest what he's saying. And press him for more information. Using the master key. Let's examine this. Okay, we can examine it. It's the master key of every office in the building. Oh. Yeah, I know. Huh? Now works nighttime. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. Sorry, I'm looking here. Her intent, from the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, that leaves only Mr. Bird as our prime suspect. Buddy Faith. Wait.
Hold it!
Wait, I didn't mean to do that. It's probably him, right? Because he was also in the office. Let me see. What else we got here? It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your office using the master key. Is that so? Let's try this one. RB. What? What do you mean I can't present it? Wait, what the fuck? Do you have to... Oh, the culprit. Let me go back. To the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. Into your office using the master key. Her intent, from the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. Wait a second. Can we present the safe? Only they know of them.
Objection!
Do you wish to continue insinuating that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. No. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. Yeah, Portsman? You got a problem? What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses, why? What made you... What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable, conjoined twins. That's why I told them. I filled him in on the secret safes. Then that means, yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief? And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office, which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah. Pretty impossible for supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? No, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But, sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Aha, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear? To be continued. When? Right now. Perfect time for me to take a sip of the water. Yum. March 14th, 4:18 a.m. Prosecutor's building. 12th floor hallway. God, that's a big fucking building. What is with that prosecutor? Objection! I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. You maintain your professional... They just be ballin', huh? Yeah, oh shit, they do be ballin'! What the hell? I'll find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. We've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. That's true. So then what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Huh? Really, sir? For example, this hallway. Yeah, there's like a book under the sofa cushion. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Look at the way this guy runs. Oh my god. Bullyable behavior. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Isn't it that missing Zero series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it as clear as day. There seems to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these Zero files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine, huh? They belong to the high prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. That means the thief must have wanted the files for a specific reason, right? Hold it! It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. Wait a minute, this isn't the French version? Oh god, let's take a look. What does this have? Tomato Curry, what are you on? That's just a link to the French ad. Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know. You would sleep even out here, detective, in a hallway. You are playing the French version. That's true. I don't speak French. In fact, I'm quite bad at it. Where Miles is Benjamin Hunter. Nah. We're Miles Edgeworth. Whatever I do, I always end up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. It always ends the same way. Me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime to envision myself winning, naturally. Bruh. All you have are... Ouchie! Looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of a prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post-haste. Sounds like a nasty case you got your hands on. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious, I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? Oh, come on, you know Ouchie. What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. What's a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to just be outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? Heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? This office. 1203. Hey, Maggie, whose room is this again? It's Mr. Portsman, sir. So he's my new neighbor, I see. I suppose he moved in while I was away overseas. Everything all right? Sir, yes, sir. You must know, I weighed myself this morning. I'm finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations. But I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. Word of advice, stay focused, or you may start to lose even more weight. Huh? I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. Dude, her eyes are literal fans. Look at that shit. It's a fan. I can't let this shit pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing her my notes to her with why. The master key. Why? So when did you discover that the master key was missing? 1 a.m. I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. She has mentioned this before. I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. but I'm sure that between those 2 times, it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? Ah, it's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say, except for this time, correct? Well, I admit I was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key. Are you gonna talk about that? What do you mean you used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah. What is it? That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Mr. Bird, quickly. It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. That's when he loaned the master key to him. No way, it's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. And then what happened after that? Well, he called for me to come up to his office, to close up his office as he was leaving to go home. It was around 1:30 a.m., I think. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Ooh, interesting. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's store. The victim. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun. Just once I'd love to play with them. It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in all that well with them. Maggie Bird. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective? She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day, she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago, right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Faith playing basketball? Jesus be maulin', so true. Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failure. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken. Miss Bird. Failing a test is not luck-based. That is what we call a skill issue. Experience almost every kind of disaster. And now I even managed to be named a criminal. You'd think she was in the... You can't say that, but probably. Just when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know, and just when I thought I'd finally found my happiness, I'll end up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't have to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth, you can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Door. I don't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Let's look at the lock first. Door's locked tight. Hee, I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, eh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha! So I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be our culprit. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from. Meow. So true. Room 10203. I take it this is Mr. Portman's office? Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Well, that reminds me, Mr. Portsman actually wanted room 202 really badly. But since you're already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because it's something like his birthday is December 2nd? Yup, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. Bah, why am I even wasting my time thinking about this? What about the hinges? A minimalist is classy door made of top quality wood. It's kind of majestic too, fits in real well with the ambience at the prosecutor's office. But even Mr. Portman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense, a man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Bro, what did Ouchie do to you? Mr. Payne, I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. Bro, he's a prosecutor. What the hell? Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. I can't believe you put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office, but you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office and yet you still managed to get lost? I don't see anything else we can interact with here. Mr. Ouchie, done, done, done. Basketball done, that's done, that's done. I won't rest until I've searched every last suspicious looking nook and cranny. 1202. These 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops! Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir. They have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know. Although the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... Oh, you think you moved the office over along with the stuff so that Maggie would open it? I don't see any signs of forced entry, and according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. That the lock was picked. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Do you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently, the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. A minimalist is classy door made of top quality wood. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force. It does look sturdily made. Need to be removed. It's not like their name tags. That's a good point. Why do they need to be removed? It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. God, Edgeworth, come on, man. Being a detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. You live up to your full potential. That's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see, so you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone. Could have names instead of numbers, also, I think. True, that's true. Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. I feel like we talked to everything. Seen everything. Oh, we actually have it. Checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look around. The thief's not under here. I guess there isn't enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. I mean, if someone could contort themselves to fit, I'd be really impressed. Sounds to me like someone has already tried at least once before. Okay. Let's do some logic, I guess? Master key was stolen. Master key was used was missing from approximately 1 a.m. to 2:30. Wait a second. Is that an Edgeworth? Is that an Edgeworth's unique ability? Yes. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir. You said that you locked, considering this universe, yes. I know, this isn't TGAA. This is AA. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30, correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right. It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing, and... Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then. Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Wait. Logic. Damn it. I'll try the doorknob. Deduce!
Eureka!
Between reality and the evidence. What Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door tightly locked? You know what? You're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. I don't think Mr. Portman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't the one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door, but how could he prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. Prints on the number plate. The prints on the number plate, they will tell us all we need to know. Everything, really. Like what, sir? Like, well, for example, and as such. Well, we know for certain that Dr. Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant noodles. Wow, that was amazing, sir. How did you know? Was that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth? We should get back to doing what we need to do, and that is to examine these. The prints on the master key, the prints on the doorknob. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey you, yeah you pal, do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So what did you find out? There's no need for such a belligerent nostril flaring detective. It is beating on Gumshoe. It really is just a game where we beat the shit out of Gumshoe, huh? Sir, I found only Mr. Portman's and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob. So only two people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically. Lion DAE. A certain other person's print should also be on this doorknob. Now then, whose prints should also be on this doorknob? Maggie. Take that. Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean... Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. What have we here? I won't rest until I inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Well, chat. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, how about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a serious sweet slam dunk. The positioning on the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take note of this. Jesus be ballin'? Is this basketball property, Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. You always ready for a match? Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. Doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. Ho ho. That isn't the point you should be focusing on, detective. You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad, Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean his toys after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. What's this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. Oh, right. We do have Hina V. Ballin. I forgot. Hina V. Ballin. Let's go. It's been a while since you had a chance to use that. Yeah, it's for Mr. Portsman. I bought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. Note left by victim. Data jolted down in my organizer. Ooh. And I heal up. Nice. Look around this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh? How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, as long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind of this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me, too. Except it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Lady and gentleman, prepare yourself. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. "5:12 a.m. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letters, sir. All right, let's take a gander at it. Pass it here. Okay, looking good. You there, take care of this. Go! Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe, end of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jax Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. People should be charged with recklessly handling of evidence. True. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay if you promise to stay out of my way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Haha, who would have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? God, I just got his name. Yerp. Sportsman is friends. Get him! Punch, 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 punch. French characters in Ace Attorney games and me mispronouncing things. Name a more common combination of things that happen at the same time. I think in the Great Ace Attorney, what was it? Madame Tuspel? Absolutely fucked me up. Nova Meow. True. Oh, wait, did you hear Nova? I didn't hear Nova. The legendary prosecutor never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. It really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know. Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for is explaining yourself. Oh, that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves? Even though you have yet to prove anything. Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in your minds, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we're not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my That sounds like you're about to fucking punch him, Edgeworth. I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on. With evidence. Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. I've noticed sort of harebrained you have in your mind, but hold it. My accusation is a harebrained idea, is it? You tell me. Edgeworth is based. Sometimes. I'd say it is, after all. There's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Like what? Oh, and what, pray tell, kind of evidence are we talking about here? Jim was my partner, so you can't say I had a motive for killing him. And that's it. That's not even an anthill, let alone a mountain. But it's more than enough, wouldn't you agree? Might I recommend you review what the word evidence means? It doesn't change the fact that the evidence doesn't point to me as the killer. Besides, how am I after you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Unfortunately, I believe I've already shown how earlier. Your speculations mean nothing, as I still insist that I could not gain access to your room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? Yep. You claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Aha, alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then. I propose that you use this to open my door. Maggie! I can't present that. The basketball hoop. The master key. Wait, do you not have more evidence about this?
Take that!
Take that. I believe you were open to open my office door with the master key, no less. Grabs Maggie and puts her on the evidence stand. Wait, hold on for a second. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door. Maggie! You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know. But the room you had Miss Bird open at the time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See? Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? Ha! And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right. They do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you used one other thing to give a very strong impression that the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine. What was the thing that Mr. Portman used to make Miss Bird think? What? Okay, so you are just going to let me do this. Present! What? That basketball hoop, sir. It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression. Hina be ballin'? It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Gah! That's very true, sir, because that was a basketball hoop sitting right there. I thought the door I had opened had to be Mr. Portsman. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit it in front of my office, to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetracks. Oh, is it now? Now you're just spouting nonsense. Me when I'm cornered. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. Me when I'm lying. He tends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. They're just spouting nonsense. Nonsense, you say? Yes, because I'm telling the truth here. Me when I'm playing. Ah, shit. I don't know the name of the fucking slime character in Deadlock. No! My joke! Fuck! Vicious! Viscous! Viscous? Vicious! 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 Fucking vicious. Vicious? Glorp? Not enough of a nerd. It's literally not my fault I don't play this game. That game. Had the girl open. You had it one time. Is it viscous? If it is, fuck English. What a stupid language. Is that really how you spell viscous? If you told me how to spell viscous, I don't think I would spell it that way. Holy shit. English is fucked. I know the word, I've never spelt it. We hate the English. I mean, I wouldn't say it like that. Vicious. Vicious. God, I fucking hate English. Garbage ass language. The fact that all of these sound exactly the same is bullshit. We should fix that. Had the girl open my office door. Using the master key, of course. Sure, you have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right? Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth of some sort for people like you. I was in my room the entire time. And what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Were you going through your law books from start to finish? Mainly batting practice and some weights. Oh, and I jog when I get the chance. Wow, you must be the buffest prosecutor we have. With the weakest legal muscles, it would seem. I was doing my usual workout, so... Done to say master key, something to pull out a keyblade. You're in the right chat. A little. One more little push. All I have to do is find the flaw in his testimony. If Fumo was here, this guy would just be dead. Get it twisted. Fumo would not let this guy talk. I think I've given you quite a few reasons, actually. Redeem Fumo. Now perish. Fumo. Attack. Wait, that's the wrong thing. Fumo. Attack.
Objection!
What about all the evidence? Fumo's a fan of extrajudicial murder? No, it's that Fumo's only solution to most problems is violence. And she's so powerful that she just one-shots everyone. So, it's all circumstantial. No judge would convict on such flimsy evidence. Seems to be trembling a little. Is spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. Objection. Put on trial for war crimes? Fallen. Do I have terrible news for you? Fumo is dead. She died. Rest in peace. She can no longer commit crimes. She could not one-shot death. I had your door dusted. For Prince. Is that too late to put a ghost on trial? We bring her back to life for this. Unfortunately, the game is now offline completely. So we can't even do that. I mean, I have it still. I could boot it back up, but... Fumo, get him! Where's Maya? Bring her back and put her in jail. True. Seems like something that would happen in Ace Attorney game. I feel like... Did that happen in the, what was it, Spirit something? Or the 3DS game? I feel like ghosts were involved there. I don't know. My door, what for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints. What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Furthermore, all the prints on my office door have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. But it doesn't change the fact that I was in my room the entire time. Is that really a fact, or is it fiction? Hey, would I lie to you? I have here proof that you were not in your room the entire time as you said. Take that! Ba-ba-bum. Ba-ba-bum. This is the song! There's a meme video of Edgeworth dancing. That's just like, what is it? Let me see if I can find it for you. 1 second. Yep, found it. That was easy. Here you go. Chat. Redeemed Fumo. I can't believe you would kill Fumo. She was about to kill him. This is the first time I've heard this song in context, but As soon as this immediately came to mind. I'll give everyone 20 seconds to watch that. It's important. I never watched the video. I do like using it in Discord and GIF form though. It's a great video. It's just someone cutting celery. I feel like I'm missing context. Who knows, man? Who knows? All I know is that part. All right, let's keep going. A note? It was left under your door, or did you not notice? Not even cutting it very well, damn. And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Ah! Don't you think it's time you gave up on your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. I don't know if it already came up already, but have you played these games before? I have not played either of them. I usually don't play story games that I've already beaten on stream. I think the only exception to that was Mother 3, but that's like my favorite game, so I'm allowed to do that. Everything else is my first time. I don't know the lore. All I know is that the second game in the investigation series is supposed to be peak. That's it. That's all I know. And Harvestella eventually. No, I played Harvestella off stream and also have not played it on stream. So that sticks to be true, thankfully. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. Heh. All I know is that there's crime to solve. True. For now. Don't you for now me. I don't own that game. Ha 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 ha. And what's just so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it all up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that doorknob down as well. Eh? What do you mean, as well? Brother, as well. Down well, oh. I think you just said well. Look, he's guilty. Shut up. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. Which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. And now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Ah, but you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Porson makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say. I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for us all if I told you sooner. Oh yeah? Bozo? Airtight, huh? Portsman's alibi. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe? Sir, yes, sir. I'll go check on his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guy down in criminal affairs said they saw him around 2 a.m. You see? All the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Bum. Came out of his office at around 2 a.m.
Hold it!
Hold it! You are correct. It was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. It is as you say, however. Yes, however, you are the one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? 1 second. 1 second, I have to check something. Damn it. Did we ever tell him that we were at gunpoint? So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see anything.
Objection!
Couldn't actually see. What do you mean, objection? Come on now, I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. But at the exact time, I was down in criminal affairs. So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit. Yup, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. It was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said they saw you at around that time. See, I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Ah, impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there, sir. Please escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle. Maggie, Detective Gumshoe. Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. Provide evidence that he's gotten a technical clue. If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. Logic it out. Files in disarray, Mr. Portman's alibi. Another handgun. Is it like all we have? Yippee! There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life. Time to use my logic. And one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. I mean, me when I have to do a puzzle and I only have 2 pieces be like, supposing there was yet another visitor tonight. That would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder. So it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people to solve a 2-piece puzzle. True. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit, who was the owner of the second gun. We suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that... Sorry, I yawn a lot when I have to talk a bunch. It's just how it works. Where he says, let's see you try it. I'm a genius. We suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back.
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great. So you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth. Sir, what are you saying? There's been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I'd assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. It means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean 2? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office. Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Grrr. Grrr. Now then, returning to my scenario. Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me. Boo. Which is why, me when I'm innocent, grrr, so true. Which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? Why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into this office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman. Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. Mr. Portsman was not so merciful to let him alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then... bang. He killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. Tap, tap. That was the moment at which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He couldn't afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir? Yes, this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room. And they entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. The stolen 0 file, sir, right? I literally messed those 2 words up, whatever. Correct. Only, just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. LBT, however, I think you're thinking of SEMO. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shelves getting messed up twice with the 2 bullets. It was all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times. Precisely. So now you see, Mr. Portsman. The person I met was just a thief and was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Oh, it's MBT Yu-Gi-Oh! However, because we now know that murder took place during the first culprit's visit. Ha 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 ha. What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your superstition that I was the first visitor. Grrr. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something, I find your attitude to be somewhat particular, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Portsman Alibi, Part 2. I think you ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? Yo, the music be banging though? We should be looking for the thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course! Now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions. These games where the subject just keeps making up BS to weasel out. Someone just pulled out a gun and shot them. Well, who would be pulling out the gun? Us? Yeah. I can see Susato from The Great Ace Attorney doing that. By the way, if you haven't played The Great Ace Attorney, please go play it. It's so good. I cannot stress enough how good The Great Ace Attorney is. I don't think it's at all dead-ended. I find her alibi to be fascinating. No. Pew, 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 pew. Let's continue off where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Bum bum. That thief you ran to should be your suspect, shouldn't it? Actually, no, I wouldn't. Well, why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Faith's killer was very clearly left those letters on the spine of those files. And it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. You mean the Zero files, right? And that's how we also know the letters themselves were set up. And not from Mr. Faith. And the thief was the killer. Do you think they would try to undermine themselves? Ah! Or maybe the killer just didn't think of that either? Yeah, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe. The reveal of the blame message doesn't actually say gumshoe. So am I, so am I.
Hold it!
Hold it! Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh, you talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. It's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything after all. I hate to repeat myself, but I've already said I was training in my room. Gunshot? But according to Mr. Faith's note, hold on, let me clear that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? You have proof that he left it at a different time, say just before he was murdered. I don't have any, no. You see, so I insist again that I was in my office the entire time. Jim came back to deliver some evidence to me. I was down at the criminal offense. Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? That's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And one of the evidence he brought. They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems to be crucial to let slip through the cracks. Brought me 2 items. A gun?
Hold it.
Hold it. A gun and a pendant. Yes, this gun, which was the murder weapon. And this pendant, which belongs to the victim. And why were you taking them to criminal affairs? There was something in the past case file I wanted to compare these two. But all this has nothing to do with this case right now. Anyway, I believe you'll find the long paper trail I left to be to your satisfaction. This is all matching up with what Detective Gumshoe found out. You're expected to know what happened around here after I left. I can't expect you to know, can I? Nope, but I can guess you expect me to take a guess based on logical deductions. Oh, then let's see what you deduce. Jim waited for me to leave and then stole the master key. For the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. And that's when Miss Bird caught him red-handed and the murder occurred. It's all exactly as I had laid out earlier. I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Ba-da-bum. Look out for the thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself. As I already said, I was training in my room. Delivered some evidence to me when I was down at Criminal Affairs. A gun and a pendant that was related to yesterday's case.
Objection.
Just to judge your line of logic, which part do you have an objection to? It's yes, well. Take cool, Miss Archer. You're no good when you're all flustered. Detective's right. For a change. How did it come to this? Calm down, Miles. Listen carefully and think everything through a bit more rationally. A gun and a pendant that are related to yes. Wait a second. Wait a gosh darn second. Details. 3 pieces of evidence.
Objection.
Get owned, idiot. Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is you fail. 2 is not equal to 3. That passes the truth. That is, in fact, a true statement. You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intended to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here is a piece you should read carefully. It says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe, to get tripped up by simple arithmetic. No! Finger point! Where is the missing piece of evidence? You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe, you don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Whoa! He's inside his medal. What? Don't come any closer. I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal. So don't think about stopping me. No! Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. Bro's flexing on him, true. But why would he hide something like this? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Nah. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. Blood. That's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean, this might be Detective Faith's blood? No. You've got it all wrong. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us, when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video? Yeah, it's totally suspicious. Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? The most innocent looking man, true. You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints? Yeah. If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith. No, impossible. Yeah. Excuse me, sir? Did you just eat that gold medal? Rip, bro died. High Prosecutor's Office, 1202. Really, you need to go to the hospital. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lag test on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apology. Oh, it was nothing, really. Compared to what I've been through, I mean, I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time. If it had been a holdup or a hostage situation, I've been throwing my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Someone tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There was even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? They say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whatever we got near that topic, he just clammed up. Though we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. It's just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is behind the scenes. Oh, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Huh? That Mr. Portman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance of this piece of evidence.
Take that!
Take that! The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. And what happened to the stolen pages? The badge, true. I wonder who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Yes. I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It's the mark of the raven, a three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? The great thief that everyone's talking about. Yes, it is the mark of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end. A modern Robin Hood. Haunts embassy. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The thief is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once the target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. And so the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Like Phoenix Wright, true. Some days later, the evidence was found is sent out to the mass media, along with this single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu? Yatagarasu, organization. Quite a few key words are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. Are we having a flashback in episode 2? The end. Bro, I'm goated with it. I will save my progress for completion of episode 1 without using story mode. Oh baby, Turnabout Airlines. Ah, Francesca? Be what I'm German be like. All right, we got like 45 minutes ish. Let's Whip Lady. Europe. Chat. You know what time it is. If each one is about 2 hours long, I should be able to get to the halfway point. Evil Eye. One day. It is a passive. It is blue and white, and it is a character item. Oh, shit. Okay. Blue and white. Is it, what is it? Spirit something? Not Spirit Shackle. It's like Charm. Evil Charm. Shit. Okay. It's not Evil Charm. Blue and white. Blue and white. Is it that like Pisces looking motherfucker? The fish? I don't know the name of the fish. Almond milk. No. Anti-grav. No. Blanket. No. Boomerang. Active. Those are blue and black. Cube baby. No. Death certificate. It's not repentance. Diplopia. No. Evil Charm, I already tried. Glass Eye is like a tier 3 item. Yerp. It's not a boss room. That's Repentance? Really? I thought that was like Afterbirth Plus. My bad. Where is this thing? Devil Room, maybe? Angel Room? Holy Water's tier 3. Holy Mantle is tier 4. So it might be that. I'm still looking for the item I'm thinking of though. Luna? No. Where is it? You know what I'm talking about. It's that one item. Recall. Could be Recall. Although, is Recall a, I think, oh, there it is. Salvation. Tier 3, not Angel Room. What the fuck? Okay, let's take a look. Not Angel, not Secret, not Item. Description is Contact Damage Familiar. Death Certificate is Repentance. It's not Repentance. Contact Damage Familiar. It's not Ice Baby. Because that's Item Room. Is it that fly? No, because that would not be a fly. All I'm thinking of is Cube Baby. It's not Cube Baby. That is not just blue, by the way. What version was this? I don't know. It's probably like Afterbirth Plus or Rebirth. Contact damage. Something friends. No, because this is a fly, right? Is it? I thought this was a fly. And also it's from the item room, right? Holy poop, that's Angel. Fly should only be stuff that spawns a fly. Tomato curry? I mean, yeah, tomato curry. What do you have to say for yourself? Also, no item room. That's true. What the fuck? It's no item room. I know that. I just wanted to show you that I was right. Copium. Freaking. Let me see. Let me see. It's not a fly, but it is a familiar. It doesn't shoot any tears. So it kind of just floats around. Freezer baby? No. Freezer baby shoots tears and has status effects. Can't be that. Polyphemus. Redemption. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Star of Bethlehem? Is it an angel? I don't think so. The Peeper? I mean, that's a good guess. Contact damage familiar. Trinity Shield? That's angel. It might be planetarium? It's not recall. It is tier 0. All right, show me a silhouette. The fuck is that? I mean, it's like... Isn't that an active item? I actually don't know what the fuck that's called. The shadow guy. You think it's shade? It's probably just shade, huh? Europe. Afterbirth Plus. I knew it. Yeah, that's blue. That's blue. It's like a dark blue, but that's blue. All right. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I suppose that's blue. It's blue. It's blue enough. I'm not going to be mad at it. To me, that I keep thinking about it as like a dark gray or an off gray. All right. Conquest. Okay, that takes care of like a lot of things. Character Afterbirth Plus. Yikes. Give me a worm. Give me it's not white. Give me a rainbow worm. Oh. Oh. Okay. So it's not any of the colors of the rainbow or white. So it's probably black. Black feather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It is 13. It is black. Give me a description. Floor enter room's environment. Oh, fuck. This piece of shit kind of deal. I don't think black lipstick does that. We're thinking... No. Bible tact? No, it's 13. It's 13. Room enter. Room enter. It's not door stop. Environment. Silver dollar. I don't think it's it. Although it could be. I think that's a good guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, yeah. Nice. Got it. It was silver dollar. Yippee! I did it. I'm gaming. Isa Connect. All right. Fire. These all have flames. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. Yep. Yerp. the bad D6, the moving box, crooked penny, and this. These make things disappear. Europe? All right, all right, all right. What does Evil Eye have in common with any of these? Holy shit, this is quite the thing. These are all blue. I just did this so I can't help. Okay. Placebo gives you a pill effect. 12. Portal reference. Glaucoma. Bomb bag. I actually do not know what any of these have in common. Don't think any of the others are. Bomb bag, I think is. And then this? No. Clueless. I don't know. This is impossible. Almost. Hold. Yoshi is on the right track. Damn it. Unlocked by Kane. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. $10 shop items. Never would have gotten Kane. All the unlocked by stuff, I just can't, man. It's too hard. What a category. God. I knew bomb bag, by the way, was a Kane item. Let's go. Oh, wait. Then I got scammed. It told me this wasn't, that wasn't almost. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? This shit sucks. Let's do Pokidoku. That never fails me. Fairy, no evolution line. I gotta put my favorite Pokemon in case I get the shiny, right? Did I seriously just put no evolution line fairy as fucking... Why am I stupid? Why am I dumb? Anyway, Xerneas. Dragon, no evolution line. Necrozma Ultra. I'm so tilted by fucking... I tried my first Pokidoku yesterday. Let's go! What was it? No evolution line. I'm just gonna go with Fluttermane. Evolved by item fairy. Give me Alcremie. Dragon evolved by item. Dragon evolved by item? Oh shit. Kingdra? Europe. Big grass tortoise. Nice, Torterra. Evolved by item ghost. I'll leave that one. Mega evolved fairy. Oh hell yeah. Give me a Mawile. Dragon mega evolved. Give me Rayquaza. No. Give me Latios. That shit is always bad. Mega evolved ghost. Give me Banette. No shinies today, boys. I can't believe I fucked that up. So bad. What do we got? Lunala. All right. Raging Fire. Eternita. Enamorous. That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, this is before reset. What does that mean? Yeah, it's always before reset. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do it. Today's daily reset. Yeah. I think this resets at like 12 exactly. Womp womp. Keep playing. If I'm going to get a ghost, let's give it... Oh, it's Dusknoir. That's an easy one. Yerp. All right. No shinies today. Shiny Ultra Necrozma would go hard, but unfortunately, no dice. All right, gamers, time to watch someone get killed. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Hello, Nova. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. Go you! Yes, everything became high up in the air. 9,000 feet in the air, to be precise. Thank you for flying GoYou Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. This is the richest plane I've ever seen. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. Me when I'm lying down, A posing like... I mean, you can't see me, but just pretend I'm doing what Edgeworth's doing. Mm. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out for about 10 minutes. Ha. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Although, admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. What's this? There she is. Classic Nova. Here lies Ungo Huge. Did they bury a plane here? Maybe. How did someone else's travel wallet end up in my pocket? My head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. Ugh. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. How long am I going to let my past haunt me? Damn, Zoidberg is in this game? It looks like it. The statues. Just, like, it's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. What the? What in the world happened? Is something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. Eek! He's dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer. What? No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. Died. I got horrible trauma and PTSD as a child. True. Why does that guy look like he's shitting himself? I guess so does Edgeworth, but you know, that's fine. Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Teneru. Rhoda Teneru. Tendero. Row attend a row. All right. Unfortunately, we just had a minor accident on this flight. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I got a glimpse and it was a murder. What? Murder? What's going on with this flight? Hey, bro, are you drinking enough? Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 bottles. What the fuck? Bro. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what was about the killer? Let me off. Please, there is no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor and I assure you I am not the killer. Ha! Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Now you listen here! I am not the killer! I simply found the body! So you say, however, I'm sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. Oh, is that right? However... SIBO really got something going down with that however, huh? Bro's cooking. I wish I had a catchphrase. I know what I saw. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. Take it, Amisk. That's true. But in an ideal world, I would never have to say that. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, the world we live in is far from ideal. Miss Teneru, is it? Yes. I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. No. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous? You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Of course, as you wish. Good. Very well then. Let's get started. I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. What Miss Teneru saw. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off of the murder weapon. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon... Did anyone else notice that cup knocked over in the background? That's a clue. Get it twisted. That's it. Also, given the way the plane's looking, these bottles should be facing in front of Edgeworth and 2 rows ahead. Not 1. Anyway, I don't think you can ask for more perfect witness testimony. When you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. Like the hole in this plane, and then he just like headbutts the fucking... I tell the whole truth, the professional flight attendant. Hold it! Tell me, what exactly puts a pro and professional flight attendant for you? Well, it means we are very professional about how we take care of our passengers. Services like fetching papers and responding to calls are done with speed and accuracy. I can assure you that I give customers with the same level of professionalism, but I'm sure you've already realized that by now, right? It's a bit hard to appreciate professionalism when I'm the one under suspicion. And there you have it. My professional testimony is accurate and reliable. Fortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. You certainly seem sure of yourself. Of course, a professional flight attendant can't afford to make mistakes after all. Perhaps, but you must admit there are few who can look at a murder with a clear mind. We attendants all go through very extensive training and are always calm and collected. Why is your hair Minecraft? That's true, what's up with that? We'll even calmly serve you coffee if you so wish, if the plane makes a splashdown. I fail to see how that would be a calm and rational thing to do in an emergency. Even until the bitter end, we are there to serve the passengers. That is the duty of all professional flight attendants. You certainly are confident. Anyway, shall we return to your testimony? Me when I'm Nova? I saw the scene I saw in front of the elevator. Yes, what did you see in front of the elevator? That's what I was just about to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth, framed by the elevator doors and bathed in the light coming from within. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon.
Hold it!
The murder weapon dripping with blood, really now. I swear that was the grisly scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw, or they'd be widespread panic by now. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time. Excuse me? You were scared enough to misread the situation, accuse me of murder. Nonsense! Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be that flustered. I witnessed the murder scene and now listening to your defense, all with a smile. Apparently you also lie with a smile on your face. So if you please cooperate and turn yourself over just as soon as we land. I am not the culprit, and yet you would keep these restraints on me. Mr. Edwards, please try to understand what kind of situation you're in right now. And what exactly is my situation? I have the backing of the captain to keep you bound in this way. We are within our legal rights to restrain anyone who might threaten our captain mid-flight. In essence, you're in the same situation as someone who has been arrested by the police. So I am to stay restrained until I can clear up all her doubts. At least I'm close. Her mistake shines like a silver lining on a dark rain cloud. And I'm going to capture some of that light with evidence. Alright. We know that it's not the murder weapon. Present.
Objection!
Objection. Miss Tenaru. Tenero. Why is it an O, man? What is with all the yelling all of a sudden? Ah, force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero. You say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood, is that correct? Yes, all that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks like a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tenaru. What? Impossible, Tenero. Now then, do you still think I am the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? But I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you'd be so kind as to take a whiff. I think you'll agree it's only grape juice. Ah, then, that's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. No! There, that should clear up that pesky accusation. Hold it. Wait just a second. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside, please. She's trembling, and the tacked-on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light. No, I can be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself. She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Miss Tenero, if you were so pleased as to open the wallet and check its contents for me? All right, I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Let's open this shit. KK. Republic of Borginia passport. It seems like this passport is all there is in here. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. Showing as your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Hold it. Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is... just as I thought. Hicks Ackby. Hicks Ackby. No, Ackby Hicks. Ackby Hicks. I can't figure out the one for that one. What's the pun here? Ackby Hicks. I don't know. I'll figure it out. John Mamos to Mr. Axby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong who the culprit is. Mr. Turner's logic. As you claim, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I found it hard to believe myself, but your motive is very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you? So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? Yep, that's fair, that's fair. Was not the travel wallet. I don't think I need to press that. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Huxby. No. Hold it. You think I stole it? Yes, I'm very sorry to say it. I wouldn't usually be so rude, but it must be said. I never thought I'd see the day, but here I am calling a passenger a thief. Maybe I should put on a serious face and say it more directly. I believe you removed the wallet from the victim's personage. It really doesn't matter how you phrase it. What I'd like to know is why you think I stole Mr. Hicks' wallet. It's hard to find myself, but your motives was very simple. I don't think I have any sort of motives to speak of. I've never met Mr. Hicks before, and our only connection is this one flight. That is more than enough of a reason. How do you figure? He was sitting in first class, and I think the implication is quite clear. Brother, so am I.
Hold it!
Hold it? You think I was after his money? Where did you get that cockamy idea from? True, you are also a passenger in first class, but I thought something was off about you in those deeply etched lines on your forehead. Why would he need money? They're not lines, a perfectly normal and part of my natural face. This lady is a hater. That's so fucking true. I don't think I've ever met someone with such a terrible countenance on a flight before. And that's when it hit me. You have the face of someone with money trouble. She really is making a fool of herself pursuing this line of logic. I should spare her and present this piece of evidence that contradicts her testimony. Sky Magazine.
Objection!
Oh shit, I didn't mean to press that. Whoops. What do I think about it? Oh, I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? I was being unprofessional. As a pro, I should have listened to your question with a smile. I must also answer all questions with a smile. Just say what you mean. You have no answer to my question. My baby. I meant to press A. Yep. Open this shit up. Passport is all there is. There's no money whatsoever inside this travel wallet. There you go. People hands badge. And then this passport is all that's in here. All times show corresponding to our departure time. Bye, Nova. I already stole the money from it. So true. So fucking true. Anyway.
Objection!
I wonder if I might get a word in, Miss Tenero. What is it now? Miss Tenero. Tenero, by the way. I wonder if you noticed the contradiction with your own testimony. What are you talking about? Simply put, as you saw with your own eyes, the only thing inside Mr. Hicks' wallet was his passport. Ah, if I was really after his money, then why would I steal a penniless travel wallet? Gurk. Ah, but that's right, you, Mr. Edgeworth, you didn't know it was empty when you stole it. You would like to think that, but that's not possible. What do you mean it's not possible? There's no way the killer didn't know that the wallet was empty to begin with. Oh, and what makes you so sure? How can I assure that the killer knew the wallet to be empty from the get-go? Probably all the fucking money on the floor.
Take that!
You would recall the crime scene. I admit that the wallet was probably not empty at the time of the murder. That's pretty evident by the bills and cards strewn across the inside of the elevator. Oh no! I think you've come to realize the problem with your logic. I would surmise that the victim's wallet fell out during their struggle, and that's when its contents emptied out onto the floor of the elevator. I doubt the killer could have missed such an occurrence. And you're saying, yes, according to your supposition, if I were the killer, I would have been going after a wallet I knew to be empty. And since I clearly was not attempting to gather the scattered money, it renders your argument of the theft completely invalid. Forgive me, please. Got him. Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? So that guy isn't the killer. I don't know, that clown guy's looking a little sus. Nope, time to sue. Ha, don't believe it, everyone, it's a trick. Meh. Will you all please be quiet? Mr. Tenero. Yes, you lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark, and looking into the light from the elevator, it's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. A giant law book. True! Look at that law book. It even has a bookmark in it. And that's like a chess set? And that's what? An espresso machine, maybe? Yeah, he seems like a black tea kind of person, though, no? It's probably black tea. Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you for releasing me. So true. What is it now? Curse of Ra! Miss Tenero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. Sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said that he is giving the runabout. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well, see? You, the attendant. Yes, sir. I want this person to be under the arrest until we reach the ground, probably. Brother, there's a vase in your seat. I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I am finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. You, how dare you try to waste my time? You're the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolvent, yes, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I should hope I'm not monetarily bankrupt, but I don't think that's what you mean. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I am Zinc LeBlanc. LeBlanc. The second. I'm a very wealthy man in the Borginia. But I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer. A rich seller of beauty. Oh, I see. You're a money launderer. Why didn't you just say so? This is the episode where everyone calls Edgeworth poor. Yep. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you just mean now? Pardon? When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout, I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I do not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it. Yes, I did. I saw the victim go onto the elevator, going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. And what's the significance of that time? At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6? Ah, what's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands, I see. Miss Intendant, what time did you discover the body? Well, it was a little after that patch of turban, so I would say around 6:15. Ah, Hicks was his name. Was it? Did I say that man Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span? And the only person in the lounge at that time was this prosecutor, yes? Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. He was on a different time zone. I'm gonna be pissed. I think that's entirely possible. Me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. Sure. Uh-huh. Grape juice. Brother. Come on. Look at you. Look at you. I was still eating, still haven't finished, see? In one of the Phoenix Wright cases. The other patches have had an alibi, so you should have no problem with them, I suppose. No complaint, I see not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say. But do you have what they said, the evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc. I suppose you're quite certain what you saw enough to give testimony. Of course, I was looking at that man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little small machine the whole time. Machine. Yes, that's what you people called it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with the click, click, click. Description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone, a laptop or organizer, I can see. But that's kind of low budget. What year did this game release? Attorney Investigations. Rating is a 10 out of 10 on Steam, by the way. Holy shit. People be loving this. It was originally released in 2009. Okay, so they had no idea that that cell phones would A, become like the primary source of communication, and B, be worth a lot of fucking money. I hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Another fragment of beauty. All it produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw. Miss Tenero. Yes. I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I could produce the real culprit. I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think that is how you say it in English. It's fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Tenero. Miss Tenero, if you would wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. Ha! This should not be approved. Please, Mr. LeBlanc. In an emergency, all decisions are made by the captain alone. Now please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. Edgeworth, shoot him! You are not planning to erase evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We will see. In like 2018 too, so they really didn't have any idea. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable. I'm in your debt, Miss Tenero. However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course. I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural as I am still suspect in this case. Grrr. A lot of grrs today. I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you shall need my help with anything, please feel free to talk with why. Time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Is it Mr. Hicks' seat? I don't see the machine Mr. LeBlanc was talking about. Perhaps it is in the elevator. Maybe. We should probably head down to the crime scene now. Ah, that's right. I was in the middle of recreating a chess game. Just an observation, but aren't there too many red knights around that lone blue pawn? Nonsense. It simply shows that the blue pawn is no match for the red knight's might. If I may have a word with you. This steak, so awesome. That's great to hear. However, I'd like to ask you a few questions. I was here whole time, so wouldn't know. Eat or speak. Please pick one. Munch, 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 munch. You know? Fair play. Fair play, young or old person. I think he chose to eat. Yes, I can hear that. Holy, that's him. Hey, miss, how about another glass? Excuse me, but I was wondering if you know anything about the murder. That's him, the gourmet king, true. How about it? How about a glass together? I'm sorry, but I must decline. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the cute attendant. I'm sorry, but I'm on the clock right now. But if you need a refill, I'll be happy to bring you another glass at any time. You got it, Toots. There's no way to talk to a lady. True. Don't get near me, you criminal. He said, don't get near me, you criminal. I'm not the killer, and I intend to prove that starting now. But that's contrary to the facts. He says, but that's contrary to the facts. I can understand his English just fine. Thank you very much. What's a lifesaver doing here? I brought it at the in-flight shop just beyond the lounge. If something should happen, having one will save your life. I think this guy would have been better off not taking a plane to begin with. That's true. Look at all these bottles lined up in a row. It's a miracle they made it through the turbulence without a scratch. Actually, we asked the drink vendor to clean up all the ones that did break her. Fucking what? Alright, chalk it up 29 plus. Then you mean to tell me you put all these up here after the turbulence? We are simply thrilled to have someone so interested in the variety of drinks available. I don't think anyone should drink this much. There's such a thing as overhydration. It's my seat. Unfortunately, I didn't bring anything particularly useful for an investigation. It's not as if I'm constantly prepared for such a thing to occur. This is the next person who's going to die. This is the emergency escape hatch. You can't go in there mid-flight. What's the probability that the criminal escaped through here? 100%. But... Oh, let me finish my thought. I'm 100% certain they didn't. When I'm searching for an answer, only complete thoughts need apply. Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? You there! Jan, if you need something, please ask Miss Rhoda over there, okay? Huh, what the? Hey, wake up, you! I'm terribly sorry, but that she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth. No need for you to apologize. I just find it hard to believe she's asleep on the job. If I were her boss, I'd see her that her salary was cut so low that it was in the red. How do you find your meal to be, Mr. Edgeworth? Come to think of it, I forgot all about it. I must have been asleep or something. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Let me prepare you something right away. What are you apologizing for, Miss Tenero? I failed in my professional duties by letting a passenger go hungry. Please help yourself. You see anything you fancy, feel free. I think I'll take my time later after I've solved this cave. Thanks. In order to preserve the crime scene, I'm afraid that the elevator is not in service. To get to the first floor, you should take the stairs. This fucking elevator... This place has goddamn stairs. Holy... March 12th, 7:26 a.m., flight G3090, first floor lounge. I want to thank you for your help back there, Miss Tenero. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you. Your standing with me hasn't changed one iota. I see. I will bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that. We reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. And when we do, we ask that you please return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out and his crew's discretion does it. I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before my time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes. First class without a staff keycard. We found no record of a keycard being used at all. It means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered either. Now then, let's get started. But where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was somewhere, around somewhere. If we are to believe what you said is true, then yes. The first order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. First, we examine the body. What floor does the elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew key card. So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second floor, huh? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor here? Go You Airlines. Ugo. The piggy bank of our custody mascot, Ugo. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise at our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition. So it's so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop. Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks' body was discovered. Plane has an elevator? Nope. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? Can't check out the money. Oh, we can check out the money, sorry. I was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight. So Mr. Hicks, he's really dead? Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for that one. There's a corpse right there. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I guess she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks' head. This has been the cause of death. He appears to have been struck very hard. Even his glasses are broken. Wonder what was hanging off of this lanyard. There's something missing from this picture. Now, if I could just put my fingers on it. There's no grape juice residue on the sole of his shoes, making it highly unlikely that Mr. Hicks entered this elevator after the turbulence. Money is strewn across the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all Mr. Hicks' wallet at some point. Or the bank thing. There's something sticking out of his pocket. Hope you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. Okay, so that's the cell phone. That is an old looking cell phone. Holy shit. Okay. Deduce. Yerp.
Eureka!
Eureka! Mr. Hicks' machine is nowhere to be found. His machine? Ahem, his cell phone, Miss Tenero. Ah, so I guess because it's not here, yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Nice. That's gaming right there, right there. I don't see anything else? Okay. Then let us continue. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator, sure. Assumed it was spilled during the turbulence. Oh, we must clean that up or someone might get hurt. Aha! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. What is a very important piece of evidence in this scene?
Take that!
Take that! What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree they are a set of footprints. So you think, yes, these belong to our killer. Oh, then maybe we should check out the shoe size of everyone in first class. I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged. Are they, though? Which will make it hard to get a definitive match. Oh, I see. The inflate shop is just beyond these shutters. But we don't have any permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed. There must be clues to be found here in this lounge. I must remain ever vigilant. Glasses and candles thrown in disarray by the turbulence. It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. It's terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second. And I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off. I guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. Hello? I wish... Okay. This toppled over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence. Ah! No, look at all that grape juice staining the back. It may not look like it, but this chair was extremely valuable. Well, it is. Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. The Rocker Pals leader sat in this very chair. I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals? I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the Pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens. Ah, that explains it. I'm not one for music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. On second thought, I can already see how confusing this conversation would get. What or who is this? This is a bronze statue of the founder of GoU Airlines, Mr. Ugo Hughes. The one on the left is of when he was in his 40s, and the other is him in his 80s. Did the man age at all over those 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but the clouds, they tell me nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds. Is that so? Then tell me. What do you suppose I said to them? I don't know, but it looked like a rather one-sided conversation. The clouds, they tell me nothing. The bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through this area. Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does... What, Nova? Huh? I'm talking here. What? She's looking right at me. What? Why are you meowing? Huh? Why are you meowing? Yeah, she doesn't have anything to say now. I wasn't trying to warn you for the sake of clearing my name. What's this? This door leads to the flight attendant's room. But please understand that it's off limits to unauthorized personnel. The room is giving out the scent of woman's perfume. One would think that perfume would smell great. However, to me it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies behind this door. Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. This grand piano is the pride of this plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive. That's not a piano, it's more like an overgrown music box. Ah, but the keys depress along with the music as though someone is really playing it. Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. Nah, that can't be true. No, absolutely. What are you talking about? All right, boys, it's time to logic it up. Where was the killer? Broken glass. I guess first we should go with this and blunt force trauma. Oh, yeah! A statue with blood on it, laying next to a body of a man beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes, what is it? The way the blood is on this, looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of Obvious title? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of the Oblivious would be more befitting. Murder weapon found. Spilled grape juice. Where was the killer? Let's try it. No? Okay, quite right. What do you mean they don't? What do you mean they don't? Wait, there's something here. A pity that the bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilled at its feet. There's a statue out front of Mr. Ugo Hughes, who was a big fan of grape juice. Uh-huh. I'm sure he would be thrilled if he knew how so much grape juice were here at his feet. Is that a hint of a hero worshipping I detect? Probably. Wait, hold. There are a few copies of Sky Magazine in the magazine rack. This one's special is an English trivia quiz. That's not a bad idea. I've heard that the youth of today don't know a particle from a participle. Caught? Yeah, you're right. I mean, I know that those are both terms in English, but if you ask me to name what the definitions are, or what one was, I'd be like, I'm fucked. Sorry. Those definitions have long since passed me, bro. I learned that shit in like middle school. No, please don't go around confusing people with made up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle? Case in point. God, I miss Ace Attorney games, man. These games are fucking baller. Okay, we have everything. Broken glass, spilled grape juice. Victim's body was found inside the elevator that connects it. Why were they murdered, broken during it? Are you sure? Is it this? No. That's like a shining example with the perfect line of logic. Am I missing something then? We got this. 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 Got all of this. I can't go back up, so it's something here. What about this? Nothing. Okay. What have I tried? I tried this and this. Fuck it. I have enough health. What do you mean? True. There wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. If the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. Fuck off. Fuck right off. I have it. I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I could prove that someone else other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yes. It's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather the grape juice in this case. These footprints here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But could the fingerprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah, but if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you will see that it's... Nova! What the fuck? You can see the soles are spotless, which means Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. Investigation complete. Got my health back. Nice. What's going on over there? LeBlanc. Unforgivable. This is unforgivable. Do you understand what I am saying? The movie is late. It's the same level of bad as if the airplane arrived late. But the movie... What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time. What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there is no emergency, please return to your seat, sir. Do not tell me what to do. I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet? If you would like, I'll prove my innocence to you right now. What? Nonsense. Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Fine, suit yourself. What I saw. I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needle on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at that time, must be the criminal. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seem to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me. So, my eyewitness testimony. If you think you can destroy it, then come see me. Hurry, do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you? Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow, and fast. If only we just went over this. I'm not even gonna press you. You don't deserve... I don't want to talk to you. Get owned. Doesn't know how to read a clock. That's so true.
Objection!
Your testimony just now contradicts this piece of evidence. Oh yes, from the old word contratus. Oh, you are correct. What does that have to do with our present situation? The word comprises of the parts against and speak. I dare say I don't steal in such doublespeak. My art is my cleaning. However, about this piece of evidence. What do you mean? Fine. Fucking, I'll press you. That is the most mistaken way of thinking I've ever heard. Hold it. No. Your silly opinion is not what is mistaken. Please calm down, the both of you. In any sense, you're both mistaken. Well, if that isn't the pot calling the battle black, then I don't know what it is. He certainly has a lot of confidence in his testimony. If push comes to shove, I may need to press him for more information. Brother!
Hold it!
Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at the time? Of course, I saw what was inside. And you assert that the victim was in the elevator alone. Yes, the only person inside was Mr. Hicks. That last person is too important to let go.
Objection!
Okay, fuck off, game. These accomplish the same thing. Mr. LeBlanc, what is it? There is a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, the spilled grape juice. Yes, and will you admit you also spilled it with blood? No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints. Footprints? Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. Oof! Must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? Carsavra! Can you please translate for us? No way, that's totally impossible, I guess is what he said. Man, her eyes are dead. Holy shit. She does not want to be here. I know there was no other person in there. I saw with my own eyes. So true, Nova. If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. She's just sleepwalking. True. Good night. Are you saying that to me or to the lady? Can she please button up? Unfortunately, I don't think her sprites allow for that. But then, what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? Meh. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me. A skirt like half the length. True. And I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. No one. Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down. What? Dare you too have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? No, not at all. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. The very second Mr. passed by my seat. Why? So, are you still upset now? I am always upset. The only time I am not is when I have a piece of art in my hands. It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him. But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me. It's always checking the time over and over again. Why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time. In money. You understand the point. Movies. You're talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine. 6 to 8. The summary of the plot and its start time. Interesting. They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I look forward greatly to that movie. I check my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my watch to the destination time when I came on board. If only you had today's sponsor. Alright. Alright, Bread, what's today's sponsor? Huh? Oh. I know where you're going. Let's see which one you're going for here, though. Come on. Gun to your head. Who's the sponsor? Maybe Nord. What's unpopular these days? I don't know. Man. I don't know which one is the oldest. I don't know. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie was still late. Very, very late. Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it, if that's alright. I checked my pocket watch many times. This movie you mentioned is the one listed in the Sky magazine. Yes. I was so looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. Miss Tenero. Was this movie shown on this flight? Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time. Isn't it possible you simply slept through it by accident? Nonsense. You doubt me? No, now stop pointing at me like that. Odd. How did he miss a movie that I was very clearly hoping to see? I checked my pocket watch a great number of times. That much I know for sure. Watch is set to my destination time. I always set it when aboard a flight. You're sure about what you just testified, Mr. LeBlanc? Yes, of course. I am a very busy man. I am immediately busy when I land. I have many places to go. No time to waste adjusting my pocket watch. I see. That was a very valuable statement you just made. Flatter me all you want, but you will not get 1 cent out of me. That's alright. All it requires is this piece of testimony. So if we take a look here, all shines show correspond to our departure time zone. Yep. Look at this idiot. Look at this bozo.
Objection!
Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came aboard. Now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time at our destination. Yes, and the correct time is worth its 6 cents. I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe the Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, this movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Mr. Tenero, good morning. Good morning. I'm leaving. All right. See you later, Tomato Curry. Small origin. Let's go. For confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right. It was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhenfa. I'm not done yet. You haven't missed it. The stream entirely, at least. But you're close, honestly. We didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now we are still running on Borginian time. What? The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours. I didn't open a new tab. Sure. Nova, you gotta be quiet, kid. It's like 11:30. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Wow. Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it's okay. It would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1 million cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m. Yeah! My 1 million cents! This should clear up all remaining accusations. So this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Wow, you owned him. I sure did. Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw a victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. Time zone diff. Yup, sure was. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15. The question is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time and what was he doing? I got something to say. And you are, yeah, I'm Cammy Melly. Chamomile? It's chamomile. All right. Hello, chamomile. I'm a flight attendant. Wait a minute. That's not the Ashen one. What? And what is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. What? How could he be so sure of the time? Well, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point. Fuel. The Republic of Zhenfa. Between 4 and 5. He asked that all passengers remain on board at that time. Thank you. Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks. During that time, did any of the passengers leave or do any new ones board this flight? No. Not a single person got off or on in Zhenfa. What about the flight crew? The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off. Really confident in myself. I don't know. But eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on this plane. So basically, I assume that no one left or got on our initial takeoff. Interesting, I should keep that in mind. I thought this was a Switch game. It is, right? It released on Switch. I'm playing on PC. And it originally released for the DS. Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you Mr. Ackby Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Alright, then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15. Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhenfa. Ah, you were here whole time from 5, yes? Then you were only one who could be the killer, Mr. Edgeworth. Were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards? Unfortunately, yes. 5 a.m. like you should be asleep. That's true. But then how do we explain the footprints? It's not that obvious. The man waited for Mr. Hicks here in this lounge, waited to kill him. Then he put the corpse into the elevator. This is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken. That's the time, true. But what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter. Because the entire incident concluded here, in this lounge. Everything happened in this lounge? Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? What? Do you have another idea? I simply feel that there is something out of place in the scenario presented. That can tie this crime to a location other than the lounge. The murder weapon, this little piggy bank, is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there. It is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious? Such a trivial point. It only means you prepared it, taking it from shop first before coming here. Doesn't prove you are innocent at all. Oh yeah, there's also an elevator, more wine bottles than you can count, a piano, 3 floors, 4 floors maybe even. It's crazy. Nar. Is there no way to win with this man? Is this what first class is like? If I may, what is it? You see, well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says. Oh, and why do you know this so well? Well, it's just that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was this? It was maybe around 5:40 a.m. Isn't that just before we hit the patch of turbulence? That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence? Yes, I was. Come to think of it. Miss Tenero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door. Yes, I did. And what is beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room. Then you were on the first floor. Yes. I had to do something at the shop and in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room. Are you saying you passed by me at some point? Yes. You seem really into the issue of Sky Magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? I went there for a work-related matter. Work, you say? Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. Why did you not say anything about this until now, is what I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Shall we head over there then? Hold it. What is it now? Aren't you forgetting something, Mr. Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I've already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're all right. Huh? That's weird. What is? Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. Tenero. What is the meaning of this, Miss Tenero? It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't, and yet here you are. You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull the sheep over us? Captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. Miss Tenero, why did you do such a thing? Please excuse me. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would follow me, I'll be your guide from now on. There's something about Miss Tenero that has piqued my curiosity, but right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. Chat, I have horrible news for you. We will have to pick up here tomorrow. No, it's 11:42. I'm 42 minutes over. I know you're all sitting here wondering how this episode's gonna end. It's not even 9. Brother, I'm on the East Coast. You will not be catching my ass streaming till 12. Well, I guess you might. I might be streaming till 12. Time traveler. I'm gonna tell you right now, the world does in fact end at 11 p.m. on 9/14. No. Damn. Japan is dead already. I'm dead already. No. Guess I have to go to work tomorrow. True. That is what that means. More time for deadlock. You gotta stop using all caps. I've removed your timeout. You're welcome. I'm expressive. Use emotes for expression. That's how I do it. Peepo scream. I don't have that on this channel, but I get what you're saying. All right. Great stream. We'll be playing this game on Saturdays and Sundays until it's done. The weekday will be reserved for, right now, Dark Souls 3. And after that, we'll probably go back to Variety for a bit while I figure out what I'm going to do next. Playing through the second game, or whatever it is. I'm going to be playing through both Investigations and Investigations 2. Yeah. Yerp. I'm very excited for this series, as I've said. People have very high praise for it. So, we'll see if it can live up to it. Wait, is this your first AA? No, this is my first time playing through Investigations. I've played on stream. I think the only thing I've played is The Great Ace Attorney Part 2. I like these games. They're fun. They're really good. They're a great time. I've never played any. If you're going to play any of them, you have the first 3 games and then The Great Ace Attorney Duology, which is like, if my top 3 games are like, that is just like Mother 3, then The Great Ace Attorney, and then probably, it might be Persona 3. There's other stuff. Are any on iOS? That'd be the easiest way for me to play. I believe the original trilogy is on iOS. Go too far into bullshit. The Ace Attorney games love to do their bullshit. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's go to the App Store. Apple. Yerp. Piece of shit devices. Couldn't have been on anything else. Let's go, it is. Okay, is the Great Ace Attorney on there? Probably not. Nerp. Well, actually, that was searching the Apple stuff. The Ace Attorney trilogy. I doubt the Great Ace Attorney's on there. But the Great Ace Attorney is on Switch. And it goes on sale all the time. I'm not lying when the Great Ace Attorney, the collection, is some of the best in its genre. Is it great? It is beyond great. It really is. It's so fucking good. If you play through Ace Attorney and like it, the Great Ace Attorney is more character focused and less comedy focused. So there's still comedy. But holy shit, it's so fucking good. It's so good. It's peak. It's actually peak. And apparently Investigations 2 is also peak. They say that Investigations 2 and The Great Ace Attorney are like at the top of the Ace Attorney set of games. Cinema. No, Binema. Benema. Herlock Sholmes be ballin'. So true. Pinema. Herlock Sholmes do be ballin'. Get it twisted. Fallen, you weren't here when I did the Great Ace Attorney, right? You would have loved it. You would have loved it. That shit's so fucking fire. God. I don't think I was. It's the perfect opportunity to play it for yourself. I just saw the bit. Every so often, I'm like, please, Kate, play more of the Great Ace Attorney. She's gotten through one trial of the first game. The game is so good. It literally just gets better the longer it goes on. It's insane. Ah, man. Well, I'm not going to gush too much about the Great Ace Attorney, except because I do that literally every time it's on sale. Speaking of, is it on sale? The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is legitimately $40 for like 100 hours of content. And that's without a sale. It usually goes 50% off to $20. That's like literally stealing. And if you go like... Let's see, shopping. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da-bum. You can get it for pretty cheap. God, look, I can only gush about the game enough. If you like this style of game, you'll love the Great Ace Attorney. If you don't know if you like this style of game, play the original 3. They're good. They're very good. Still, not up to the Great Ace Attorney, but still very good. Anyway, have yourselves one of these. I need to like go make some tea and get to bed. So hopefully I don't make a stupid spelling mistake while reading. Also, I need to get my throat a rest. It's been a while since I've had to read this much. Joel. Wait, do I not have Joel anymore? Oh, it's capital J. You can do this one. Oh, it's 2 L's. Oh, that's why. Why does it have 2 L's? It's supposed to be J-O-L. I have a lot of Joels. Just an insane amount of Joels. Get it twisted. People will be like, why don't you have any better Twitch TV spots left? And I'm like, shut up. Yeah, where has this emote be added? Let me take a look. Yep, you can get that. 1 second. That one can, that one's good. That one's good. We'll get rid of a Wurmple emote. This is the worst Wurmple emote. All right. Joel, get it twisted. It's okay. We still have 3 Wurmple emotes that you can choose from. Wurmple Jam, my favorite. Don't lie to me. This is your favorite one. Evolve into Dustox or Beautyfly. All right, let's roll a dice real quick. Now, I'm a big fan of Dustox. Butterfly. I also am a Dustox fan. How about even for Dustox, odd for Beautyfly? I have horrible news for you. It was a 3. That is a Beautyfly evolving Wurmple. All right. Great way to end the stream. I'll see all of you tomorrow. Same time, same place. For more Ace Attorney, Investigations Collection, Part 1. Bye.